Hi everyone, this is Sabrina Jean. I hope you're all doing well. I want to share some very powerful and interesting and exciting news and information with all of you. For all of you who are willing to listen, for those of you who are willing to hear this message, it's more of a message, it's a higher calling. Perhaps I'm an extension of your higher self that is calling you into a higher perspective. So for the record, the date that I'm recording this is March 13, 2026, but this isn't something that is meant for just today. It's a combination of, everything else that creates our reality, that is providing us the opportunity to have or to expand our awareness, expand our consciousness, and to even tap into the 5D if this is something that you are interested in tapping into. Honestly, I believe your soul, your higher self, is just waiting for you to look up. And of course, as humans, we all have free will. We have the free will to choose whatever it is that we wish to choose, whatever we wish to believe. But I want to start this message with some information that, honestly, I don't see anywhere else on the internet anybody who is retrieving the same information as I am, which is why I feel called to share it with all of you. So this is my contribution, or part of my contribution to the world. For me, it all begins with an experience. And so, briefly, yesterday afternoon, I was relaxing, winding down for the day, and I saw 555 on my phone. And this is not uncommon for me to see 555. I've been seeing this frequency of numbers for at least 10 years now. But shortly thereafter, I received a notification of a coronal hole opening up on the sun, facing the earth. And what I have learned on my awakening journey is whenever there is a coronal hole in the sun that is facing the earth, it is literally a hole. It's a gap of space in the middle of the sun. But what would cause this? The galactic center, or the 0 point field, where all that is, or maybe where God exists, is sending frequencies down to the planet Earth to assist the Earth in her journey. And, we as humans are all here experiencing this too. Combine this with the Pleiadian Earth energy calendar, which is different than, but very similar to the ancient Mayan calendar of daily energies. But the Pleiadian Earth energy is a book which I purchased. If you're interested in that, or Pleiadians, do look that up on your own. They even have a YouTube channel. However, today's energy, it's day 11 of a 13-day energy shift. And today's energy is that of illumination. And so what I'm gathering is that the coronal hole in the sun is allowing for the galactic center, the 0 point field, all that is, to send through to us a new level of awareness that helps us to see a true reality. And with all of my past experiences, and even right now, I have learned, and I believe that each one of us is experiencing a reality that is completely unique and different from everybody else's reality. But if you, who's listening to this, have been having any kind of trouble or difficulty in the last few days, this illumination energy that has already arrived on the planet is here to light the way. It strips away illusions and allows us to see the truth if we are willing to open our eyes and open our hearts to see the truth. The energy of 11 encourages us to be aware of all things, physical and non-physical, but to be aware of all things that don't feed our vision or contribute to our spiritual journey. Side note, in my personal practices, doing readings for others, and my experiences, I have realized that not everyone has chosen to wake up at this time on the planet. So not everyone is going to feel this illumination. Not everyone is going to see the truth of reality. And I've also come to the decision, and I've made my own determination that this splitting of consciousness, where if you believe that all humans are at a choice point, meaning choosing fear or choosing love, it really is a matter of the difference of the individual. And each individual has already predetermined before they even incarnated here on the planet whether they're going to wake up, so to speak, at this time or not. I honestly, from the videos that I do watch on YouTube, I don't think that all spiritualists or channelers or anyone creating content, I don't think that they realize that not everyone is here to wake up. And from my perspective, it's each one of us need to choose for ourselves. We can choose to see the light and the illumination, to devote to a practice of waking up or spiritual unity, and you'll know which one is you, because if you didn't choose to wake up in this lifetime, you're probably not going to listen to this message for very long, because it's just something that doesn't resonate with you. But if you are still listening and you're intrigued and these messages are resonating, then you are definitely one who chose to wake up and experience everything that you're experiencing in your life right now. It is, in a sense, what's happening to you, what's happening to each one of us, an isolated incident, because we have already pre-planned all of the conditioning for the experiences that we are having right now. The purpose is to put us in a spot that gives us the choice whether we want to rise above it, to choose to wake up or not. So right now, especially at this time and today and moving forward, we all have the choice to rise above all of the limitations. Basically, all of our limitations that are preventing us from leveling up. Now, it's from my perspective and my experiences that anything that is considered a limitation in our individual lives is determined by our natal astrology, numerology, and the 3D, because our human body also comes with filters, and the filters are the challenge for us to see through the filters, to recognize the light or a higher purpose. Interestingly, as well, today, day 11 of this 13-day energy shift is an opportunity to devote. So today's energy is that of devoting to yourself, devoting to your higher truth, devoting to a practice. And again, you have the free will to choose if you want to rise above and join unity consciousness, which is already existing here in the collective field, or you can choose not to. And this morning, while sitting with my morning coffee, I had the realization that we do have the power to rise above all limitations that we are experiencing, but to rise above and beyond these limitations of these filters in the 3D. Technically, when we choose to release ourselves from everything that creates a limiting experience, so to rise above and release ourselves from all limitations and restrictions that are preventing us from feeling awake or free, etc. It's beyond the astrology. It's beyond the numerology. It's beyond the 3D. And this is the energy of today and tomorrow with the sun and the coronal hole that is lifting the veil. So if you're listening to this right now and around March 12th, 13th, 14th, you are experiencing energy shifts. This is what you are experiencing, and you have a choice. But I want to come back really quickly to not everyone is waking up. Not everyone wanted to wake up. It's a choice point. So the earth needs to keep an even balance as she goes through her evolutionary process. And from what my studies have brought me to learn and understand is that every single one of us were born into this human body, this limitation, these filters, with a different level of consciousness and awareness as well. So we even began this human journey from a certain level of consciousness. And as I already mentioned, it's the human ego that assumes and expects everyone else to be experiencing the same things. But we are not all experiencing the same thing. We are all experiencing our own unique reality determined by our astrology, numerology, 3D, but also we all have filters that are limiting or restricting us, preventing us from seeing another reality or a higher truth, etc. So if you're at this point and you're wondering, how do I release myself from limitations? It's really simple. Just sit in a meditative practice, be still, and ask yourself or your spirit guides, what can you release yourself from? What is limiting you from realizing the truth of your current situation? And if you are ready for the answer and you're open to it, it will come to you. I want to talk really quickly about the North Node, and this is based on Western astrology. For the last year or so, the North Node has been transiting in the zodiac sign of Pisces, challenging all of us to see ourselves as a part of unity consciousness. Of course, everyone is not willing, and not everyone even believes in astrology. Not everyone believes that the earth is evolving, much less us humans. And so while the North Node is still in Pisces for the next 5 or 6 months or so, we all are being challenged, and for those who are heeding the calling, to bring our awareness to rise above and level ourselves up into a higher version of unity consciousness. And this isn't necessarily just a one and done. You can elevate your consciousness a little bit at a time, one day at a time. So we still have 5 to 6 months to rise into the awareness of unity consciousness, unconditional love, compassion, and faith. And of course, as you were probably hearing in the news, not everyone chooses that path. And so again, everything that exists on this planet has a perfect placement, a frequency, and a purpose to establish a more balanced evolutionary process that supports the Earth on her journey. In fact, Earth is the ship on this evolutionary journey, and we are all her first mates. Actually, the Earth is a spaceship, and we are all passengers on this magical voyage. So right now and over the next couple of days, we have the opportunity to realize a higher truth, to incorporate everything that we have learned and assimilate to a level of understanding where we are and our purpose at this time in our life. And this allows us to achieve and to see a higher perspective in our own unique lives as well. Again, it's an opportunity to level up. However, remember that each one of us are also in charge of our own vehicle. So if the Earth is a spaceship vehicle, we humans are also our own vehicle, our physical body. The organs, the tissues, everything that creates this human body is part of our vehicle, along with our mind, our emotions, and all those other things that come along with a human life. But we also have the power, if we so choose, to make course corrections within our own human vehicle. We have the power to make adjustments within ourselves. In fact, for those who have a lack of conscious direction and are not necessarily wanting to make course corrections for their own physical body, their vehicle, to assist the Earth on this evolutionary process at this time, on this spaceship, this lack of conscious course corrections within each human is what is creating this line of separation, the split in consciousness. So there is conscious and unconscious. There is choosing to level up and to join unity consciousness, or there is decision to ignore all of that and believe that any of this does not even exist. This is that dividing line that keeps getting bigger and bigger every day. In a sense, the separation is between fear and love, but I think most of us are already aware of this. So we can choose to stay asleep, or we can choose to wake up and love ourselves, to support the bigger picture, to assist the Earth at this time, to belong with the higher collective and our higher perspectives. And remember, you have your own unique higher perspective, plan, path, and purpose too. If you really just sat with yourself to think about everything that is most important for you, this is most likely your purpose. So try to be, as much as you can, more like Pisces at this time, to be open, unconditionally loving. It doesn't mean that you have to give your power away to anyone else, but just try to recognize those who do not want to wake up and leave them in their reality. Because the more you stay in that reality, it is preventing you from raising up into a higher purpose and reality for yourself, your own spiritual journey. So the best any of us can do is align with our best reality in every moment. And if you create a daily practice that allows you to rise above, you will soon start tapping into the 5D energy, the 5D experience, which is still in the ether. It's not physical. It's something that you feel, that you believe, that you trust, that you love. And when you align with your best, highest version of yourself at this time, you will also be protected by the universe. You will be protected in the 5 5D space that you have allowed to manifest in your reality. Experiencing is believing. So I can sit here and talk until I'm blue in the face, but until you align with that and you choose that path and you resonate with that and you start to feel that and you experience that, that's what's going to convince you. It's the experiencing of it. In fact, it's probably the experiencing of it which is most difficult to explain or describe to other people. And so if you're still here, I want to add, well, I'm still going to add it anyway, whether you're still listening or not. But about 3 years ago, I realized that I had adjusted my reality and I was experiencing timelessness. Like suddenly I wasn't experiencing time anymore. I had also started experiencing the receiving of spiritual abundance, which is always having everything that I need showing up, even if in the last moment I had to learn how to trust that too, which was a tricky situation. However, when I started believing and blending the 5D into my 3D reality, I also began to realize the power that I had in every single moment, even to make adjustments within my instrument, right, my human body. And still, as of today, every day after I wake up, I am still required to make adjustments like course corrections in my mind, my emotions, my physical body, because physically we're here in the 3D. However, my consciousness has separated my higher consciousness. My higher consciousness is separated enough to allow me to acknowledge that unity consciousness, but I still have to make adjustments every day. Because the mind will want to go where it wants to go. The body might feel something or experience something that causes an uncomfortable emotion. So it's almost like constantly fine-tuning my instrument, which is myself, to stay aligned in that peaceful, loving vibration with all that is and unity consciousness. So if you're hearing this, if you're listening to this, then obviously this is a path for you as well. But it starts with you making that conscious choice to stop feeding those who are asleep and instead start focusing on you, your journey, your consciousness, your health, your wellness. In fact, this is what Earth is patiently waiting for, like a higher percentage of us humans to wake up and get it and to remember that. The more we wake up, the more we can support the Earth in this process at the time. So I'm wishing you all a beautiful day. I hope you enjoyed this perspective, because technically that is my unique perspective, right? Because if we're all experiencing our own unique reality, then I hope I've been able to shift yours in a beautiful and magical way. Bye for now.